WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American living in Germany, and today I'm going to taste whiskey from Denmark. Ooh, Mosgaard, single malt whiskey. Over here I have batch 1 from the PX sherry cask, and over here I have batch 1 from the Oloroso sherry cask. Now, just recently, June, July 2019, batch 2 was released. This was released March, April. So it took me a few months to get around to actually doing this. Litre and yes, Mosgaard in Denmark decided 2015 to start their own whiskey distillery. Yay! Now, if you take a look at a map, if you take a look at Hamburg, and if you take a look at Copenhagen, and you draw a line between, boom, you're going to exactly have that place on that wonderful island between Mosgaard. That's the name of the family, and they produce this whiskey there. Now, I received both of these samples free of charge from Spirit of Scandinavia, an online shop here in Germany. Thank you very much. This is whiskey base number 1129006. This is with the Oloroso number 119005. Now, the price is for both of these bottles, hopefully you'll see them here, 0.5 liter Mosgaard organic whiskey, so organic, yay. 1,000 Danish kronen. What is a krone? You divide by 7 and you get euros. So it's 133 euros. So let's go for $155 for a 0.5 liter bottle. Wow. Now, you have to remember there was one single cask they opened for this, and there was like 230 bottles here and 212 bottles from this. That was it for the entire world. That's why Jason does rare and exotic whiskey. Now, there's batch number 2 that just came out, as I mentioned. Both of the bottles now, since it's not the inaugural edition, are going for about 65, 69 euros. About $75, half the price. Yay! Still way too much, my personal opinion. All right, very, very good. So a little bit of facts and figures here. I only have this much left because 2 CLs go really quick when you're doing a video. And so I have about a half of a CL here left for the PX and a little bit more than a half a CL of the Oloroso. So a little bit of a comparison. What they did here with the PX is they took a virgin French oak 50-liter cask, and they put their spirit from their pot stills made in Portugal, tiny little pot stills. They look like they're about 200 liters, so divided by 4, about 50 gallons. And it's double distilled. And they put their new make into a virgin French oak cask for about 2.5 years. They took it out, and then they put it into a PX cask for another 6 months. So this is a new virgin French European oak cask, small, finished with PX sherry. This, on the other hand, the Oloroso, is an entire maturation in a 50-liter, 12-gallon Oloroso ex-sherry cask. 46.4, 46.3. So, let's nose them. It's amazing what aromas you get here. Oak, dark chocolate, a milk Swiss chocolate. And then on top of that, a little bit of a dark brown raisin. That's it. Boom, boom, boom. Wood, dark chocolate, a little bit of raisin. Maybe vanilla, I'm sorry. It's nice nose, I must admit. And remember, 3 years old. Over here, it's interesting. My German video, the nose was very, very subtle. And suddenly I get this blast of an aroma here. I get a nice milk chocolate. I get a nice dark red fruit, as a dark grape moment. I get vanilla, and I get a tiny little bit of the malt in here. This is very, very nice. Even a little bit of leather. I'm amazed at how well this actually has opened up now. And this is fruitier. Although the PX is fruitier. And this on the nose is more chocolatey. All right, let's try them. Oh, wow. Also, I have a problem with putting new make in fresh virgin oak. It quickly, almost too quickly, becomes it's woody. It's too woody. There's too much tannins in there. It just overpowers everything else. The PX is not even able to say, so here's the wood note and here's the PX, and it just goes, nope, not today. It's just amazing how strong that French oak dominates everything. I've had this problem in Germany a lot with German whiskeys. It's like, I'm in Germany, I'm going to use German oak. And so they get nice, tiny little 50-liter, 12 or 10 gallon new European oak, put it in there, and after 2 years they go, it's bitter. No wonder. Yeah, that's why we use big American oak and not the European oak at the beginning for our bourbons. Now, after you've had a nice European oak in a sherry cask for maybe 2 or 3 times, and then you use the cask then for a whiskey, yummy, yummy, yummy. But that original shock is just a little bit too much here. I think this was a experiment, and they learned their lesson, I hope. My personal opinion is finish in virgin oak in Europe. Don't start off in virgin oak. So, over here, the Oloroso. I like the nose. I really do. Let's see if the taste, the palate can keep up with this. The only thing that is not great about this whiskey is the alcohol at the end pushes itself forward. There's a lot of pepper in there. Amazingly, there's hardly any alcohol moment here. That virgin French oak actually absorbed all that nastiness of the alcohol, converted into a smooth, silky, oily moment, which didn't happen with the Oloroso. But what did happen was it imparted a lot of very, very nice flavors. You have the chocolate, you have the wood, you have the oiliness, you have the fruitiness of the sherry. It's a very, 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 very nice whiskey. But unfortunately, I would say another 2 years and then it wouldn't push as much. That alcohol would have been tamed a little bit more and would have been very, 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 very nice. They're learning. Hey, come on. I was at a whiskey distiller here in Germany just a couple of weeks ago. And one of the guys asked the questions, hey, what happens when you use your casks the second or the third time? And the guy said, I don't know. I've used it once for 4 years. I filled in the new make. I'm going to wait another 4 years, and we'll find out. And this is what's happening here. They're finding out. They're finding out on a very micro distillery level, and that's just the excitement of it. I'm sure that Litre and Mosgaard have great consultants and people who actually are helping them along the way, but still the climatic conditions, the casks, the still, the organic materials they're using, all that, the weather affects everything there, and it can be different from one place to another. As you know, and maybe you've had a Scotch and you've had the single cask and it was amazing, and then you took the sister cask, which is exactly same time, same place, same everything, and it tasted different. Why? Just because of the wood of the casks, let alone maybe it was a little bit closer to the window or a little bit closer, a little bit down or whatever, and it's just amazing how so many factors affect the wonderful, wonderful spirit that we enjoyed called whiskey. All right, I'm going to finish up over here. It's nice. I'm gonna be a tiny bit, a little bit more generous in my German than in my German video. I gave this a C plus in my German video. I'm gonna give this a C plus plus, B minus minus even. It is a very nice, well done whiskey, the Oloroso from Mosgaard. Expect good things. Over here, I gave it a C minus, rightfully so. I'm not a big fan of that wood factor, just blocking everything out. That it's just that French oak. For my American friends, if you've ever had Maker's 46 and they take the French oak staves, imagine you had I think, what is it, 7 staves you can put in there. Imagine all 7 were the French oak, and they call it mocha. And you have there's private selects, and you can have that, and you just whoa, that's really that's what this is. This is exactly that with a single malt. And if you like it, you're gonna love it. I'm not a great fan of it, therefore, for my wheelhouse, for my personal tasting, it's more of a C minus. Price, we don't have to talk about it, all right? So $150 for a half-liter bottle. Of course, it's going to get a D minus in my book, if not even a fail. But these are not bottles that you can actually buy on the world market. These are not bottles your supplier will have any place you can find. You have to be in Denmark. You have to have a distributor that sends those products. For example, here, I'm in northern Germany, about an hour and a half drives away from Denmark, and I can get my hands on this because I have a distributor in Europe, which is called the Spirit of Scandinavia. Helge, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to trying batch 2 as well, because these things have developed. They're actually improving, I hope, and they've learned how to do things a little bit differently. And we'll see what happens there. All right. As I said, C++, B minus minus. Unfortunately, that's not actually my favorite taste here. I'd give it a C minus, maybe on a good day a C, and we'll see what happens. And the price, of course, if you're a collector and if you're going to be a Danish collector, this might be one of those bottles you'd like to have at the beginning, but I really don't think you can expect a high increase in value in on the auction sites, because they're just so unknown as they are. Now, Stauning, as we know, they actually went from a tiny little distillery into now a world-class distillery after they were bought up, and after a couple millions have been invested into their distillery sites, so they can produce enough, hopefully, for the demand of the world in the next 10 years. If there's plans here by Mosgaard for that, I don't know. If they're going to remain a micro distiller, I think that'd be the best thing, but we'll see what happens. All right, WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American. My question is, except for Stauning, what other whiskey distilleries have you ever heard of from the wonderful country of Denmark? All right, so what other distilleries do you know of or have you heard of here from Denmark? Please like, please subscribe, please tell others about this interesting guy over here in Europe tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. All the best. Bye-bye.